Pontiac Moon is a 1994 film directed by Peter Medak. This is written by Finn Taylor and Jeffrey D. Brown, and it stars Ted Danson, Ryan Todd, and Mary Steenburgen. And this could have gone either way for me, because on the one hand, I don't like road trip based films, generally speaking. On the other, I really, really love Ted Danson. And I feel like those two things created a bit of a balance because I found the film to be okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was pretty average, but there are definitely some interesting moments. And I feel like, without spoiling anything, I feel like the final third of the film was the most interesting. I won't say what happens or anything, but if you have started to watch it and you've thought it's maybe not going anywhere, it's not very fascinating, it does improve. And this is about a character called Washington, played by Ted Danson, and his son Andy, played by Ryan Todd, and they go on a road trip. This is actually in the 1960s, at the time of the Apollo 11 landing. That's not a random fact, that is actually relevant to the narrative, and they are going on this journey to this fictitious park called Spires of the Moon National Park, which I thought's a really lovely name. I rather like that. And they're planning on arriving there when Apollo 11 lands on the moon. However, there is a little bit more to the story because Andy's mother, Washington's wife, Katherine, played by Mary Steenburgen, has agoraphobia. And we do learn about why this is, but I won't go into too much detail about that. And the film is also partly about her dealing with this. And the overarching message to the film is that life is precious and you have to do the best you can to live life and experience life. And this is something that Katherine has not been doing for, I think, 7 years, if I remember correctly. And obviously because she's not been able to go out and about, her son has kind of not experienced a lot, and this road trip is helping to change this. And there are some really moving moments surrounding that. As somebody who has had severe issues with agoraphobia, I personally found those moments to be very important and very, very well done. So I have a lot of appreciation for that. With regards to the actual road trip aspect, it's not interesting, in my opinion, for about 2/3, maybe even a little over 2/3. Just not a lot happens. It's a lot of stopping the car, going into a location, encountering some people, getting back in the car, stopping again, encountering some people. And I just found that none of that was fascinating. None of the people we met were really very interesting either. And generally, I just didn't care for it. But my love of Ted Danson meant that there was generally always something to look at that I was pretty happy with. And obviously Ted Danson's performance was great, as were Ryan Todd's and Mary Steenburgen's. So it's an okay film. If in general you like road trip films, then actually there might be bits of this that appeal to you a lot more than they did to me. I still don't think it's a brilliant narrative, though. I think it's very, very slow. The actual filming is quite good. Road trip films, I imagine, I'm not technically skilled this way, but I imagine anything that involves a lot of moving of a vehicle is going to be kind of tricky to film, mostly because of the speed of the vehicle, but I think they did a brilliant job with it. So that did work well. I just didn't care for the narrative with regards to the actual road trip aspect, but it wasn't too bad. For me, it definitely had the middle point, with my love of Ted Danson being balanced out by my dislike of road trip films. And in general, I thought Pontiac Moon was not too bad. If it appeals to you, check it out. If you're not too sure, maybe give it a go. It does get better as it goes on. I doubt I'd ever watch it again, but as a one-time watch, I didn't mind it.